Welcome to today's Design Your Life podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the mindset of karma. I'm going to start this episode with a message of thanks to my listeners. I'm here to bring conversations of my self-development to my audience to help them to create thoughts within themselves on tools, building tools for themselves that can reflect in a positive way in their lives. With that, I would really appreciate doing me a favor, and that's to hit the subscribe button. It helps more than what you can think to spread this podcast to a wider audience to impact more people. If you relate to today's podcast, you can reach out to me on Instagram, Chris A. Connell. I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you feel that this podcast would help anyone that you know, please share it with them. The karma mindset. So there's two forms of karma, good and bad. And, I believe you practice what you preach. If you practice good karma, your life will be a reflection of that. For me, it's all about staying in a good mindset, in positive energy. The power of positive energy on how much you can accomplish in a day and live a healthy life is all around positive energy. So evaluating your life, your friend groups, your environment is paramount to holding your good energy. And, if you need time to reflect on that, then make sure you reflect on it, understand any lessons that's occurring in that reflection, and take action. Don't just acknowledge it and just assume, this is my only path. It's not. Your life is built on the choices that you make. You have a few things to life, and being emotionally strong and understanding your emotional ability to hold yourself steady, a steady emotional state, is one of the most important things in life to do well. To stay in that positive mindset. And there is always room for growth, because things are going to come at you in life that's going to test your emotional state. Can you cope with this? And that is, if you can understand the problems that are coming in and control your emotions on how you can navigate your mind, and control yourself, is the way that you level up in life. If you really think about that, if you let your emotions get to you in a bad way and you react out, or if you act out to others, you've lost control of your emotions. Now you're going to be in a state of possibly self-harm, because you feel you're in a negative energy, and that is so draining on you. As soon as you can control your thoughts and your emotional state, the faster you can bounce back into the positive energy. And every aspect of your life counts. Your environment, the people you hang around with, your relationships, your work environment, the path you have chosen. Is actually identifying it, evaluating it, and making changes for the better purpose of you, for what you're supposed to be doing in life. Are you a person that's, always playing the victim? Are you lacking optimism? You think that that's not meant for you? I can tell you this, you design your life. So everything that is in your life right now is because of the choices that you've made. This might have been put on you, and you've inherited these beliefs. And if you're lacking something, practice it. Practice communication. Practice being kind. If you're kind to people, you're kind to yourself. Positive talk. This is all building up. All these things are building up to our discussion on mindset, on karma mindset. Karma is a form of, I look at it as balance, you're doing wrong. If you're cheating someone or something in your life, you will get that payback. It might not be this year. It might be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. This will come back to you. The chickens will come back to the nest. That's karma. And now, knowing that, if there's wrong done to you, it's not your place to give the karma back. It's not your place to react, to create balance. Balance will come to them. How will it come to them? They're set in that life. They're set in that mindset. So if you do wrong, it's not necessarily them that will come back at you. You will get it in another form, and they will too. So knowing that karma and that balance will be served, that's a way of peace. That's a peace of mind in you. They will destroy themselves. Whether it's a relationship and you got cheated on, or you got treated badly without any support, that will come back at them. But I look at it as a lesson. It's like, that's not meant for me. How much pain and hurt that is involved in that. That's room for me to grow, a room for me to reflect on it, assess the situation. Those are maybe not the people that I should be hanging around with. And I look for better in my life. Don't go back to it. Don't go back to that person. Just understand who your people are, understand who you're trying to be, and surround yourself in that, even in an environment, a place, move. It doesn't matter. You are in control of your decisions. I've had a lot of things happen to me in relationships, in business, with money, not being paid. And, I look at it as a path of, yeah, it really sucks. But, there's two things that I look at. It's the karma will be served on the person, for their choices that they've done. And I also look at it as a place of growth for me. Can I hold this together? And then often it's a different path that I have to take. And I've learned some valuable lessons in, understanding people. This is the hardest thing that I find in life. It's like people have intentions and they just have a way that they live their life. So you need to find the people with good intentions for themselves and you, just friendship, not from a place of want or a place of lack. It's people that are fulfilled and happy in life, and they practice a good life, a healthy life. They're fulfilled. And this is, it's important to practice self-love. When you go through these hard times of being crushed, it's a time to talk yourself in a positive way. It's not you, it's them, and if it's something bad that you've done, know that you're going to get your karma too. It will come. It's trying to correct you. You're doing wrong in this world, and it's a way of correcting you. If you are that person, you're living in that energy. You're still doing it, and that karma, that balance is going to be just building up, and it's going to be a harder impact. It's going to be a harder lesson for you. But until you realize that, you're in denial. You might think you're untouchable. You're not. This will happen to you, one way or another. And that's peace for the person that, has had wrong done to them. They will get their karma, but they've learned also a valuable lesson that they can move forward in life. They know not to surround themselves in people like you to be able to talk this and learn this stuff. It's absolutely quality that, having this mindset about karma and balance. I have let so much stuff go in my life and moved on, because when a wrong's done to you, you build up this anger and want to get them back. But it's not the answer. The answer is to create peace in your life so that you can move forward positively. And when you have positive energy, you do so much more. You lead a better life, and if someone affects you and you take that home, it affects everybody around you. It's not just you. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting your family at home, your environment, your work environment, your colleagues, your relationships. It affects everybody. So live a fulfilling, positive, happy life. Just understand they're doing it to themselves. You just got around the wrong people. They lived that life. They chose that. And somehow you got there. But maybe that was for a reason. Maybe that's for a reason to course correct you, into a better life. Moving area. Moving friend groups, changes of relationships, whatever it is, something's come into your life. Understand that, and it's going to be better for you. Let it go. They will get their karma. Sit in the feeling. When it happens, are you going to actually let them get to you? Just let that anger go. Reflect, journal, whatever it takes. Understand that balance will be served. You don't have to do it. They will destroy themselves. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen. And it's happened to me for the wrong things I've done in life. We're not perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone does something wrong in their life. But as long as we learn from it and we don't do it again and get harder lesson, we can move on in a positive way. A positive way for everything that we have impact on in this world. And that's a beautiful thing. So sit in those feelings. They will pass. That anger and that upset will pass. Evaluate what you've got in your life. Practice gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you've got, because everything you've got is everything you need right now. And if you live in a place of lack, you need to practice the stuff that you're lacking. If you're lacking money, you're too focused on the money. You need to grow yourself as a person. Practice education, communication, networking, giving. Give to people. Ways of coming out of it it's just self-positive talk. You are a good person. If it's something that you can change in your life, change it. But take action towards changing it. If you live a good life, a good healthy life, you'll only attract good karma. If you give good karma to everybody, it's an energy that comes from within. If you're in a really good place, everything around you will come up. If you're being the bigger person in a situation, that will reflect on you. Good things happen. You give, you get. You give with unconditional. That's the important thing. It's not giving to get something back. It's giving unconditional. So if you give unconditional without any need of having it back, you're giving unconditionally. It will come back to you. It might come back to you in a different form, something that you desire in life. And that's a beautiful thing about karma. Give unconditionally and you will have the stuff in your life that you're missing. Life is not like an eye for an eye, tit for tat. There's balance, universal balance. And whatever's been taken from you, hurt or whatever it is, it will come back to them in a different form. And you will get it back in a different form too, what you give. So if you give in financially, you'll get something back, but it might not be financial. Just be a good person, or at least practice it. Goodwill. That's what you call it. Goodwill. You can't practice goodwill or a good lifestyle over a day. It's like you can't just do one good thing. It's a daily practice. It's the person who you are, your identity. And all those seeds that you plant daily, one day they will start growing. So all those good actions, those good deeds that you did, unconditionally giving as a great person, you will live a great life because that's what you practice. That's what you are. You sit in that energy, positive energy. So important in life, so important. Make better choices in life. And this is literally a mindset thing. This is what I'm talking about here today. It's for you to just give you a tool to understand that you don't need to react. Just take on the pain, sit in the pain, it passes. There's a lesson in there. Identify it, grow from it, don't make the same mistakes again. Relationships, one of the hardest ones. Why me? It's your choice in the first place. So don't play a victim. You had just as much responsibility in it as they did. Take responsibility for your own life. It's not theirs to control. I'm always hit hard with emotions, definitely an empath myself. I'm like, why me? But it's probably all my actions, and you will pay the price for them. So make better choices, sit yourself in better energy. We're all trying to just strive for that feeling, happiness in our lives, aren't we? And I think if there's one thing that you can practice compassion. Be compassionate about things. I think that's the highest form of energy in our bodies. So the lessons of it, this is going to be a short podcast, I know, but it's quite a small subject. I'm okay with that. So the lessons of it, the mindset is to understand it's not yours to give balance. It's not yours to give that karma. It will come to them. They will find it themselves because they are destroying. Whatever happened to you, you're probably not the only person. It will come back to them eventually. But, if you torture yourself, it might be weeks, months, years and years. Some people sit in bad energy for years. It destroys you, kills you from the inside out. Depression, anxiety, fear, loneliness, not being social. That's not the life you deserve. But it's choices that you've made. You've decided to let it get to you. So your mind is controlling your life. Your mind is a tool. It's not you. Your mind is a tool to make decisions, to help you make decisions. Also your feelings and emotions. They are tools to make you assess a situation and act in the best interest of your survival. So use your mind, tell yourself what to do, what you have to do. No one wants to sit in negative energy. It's horrible. Sit in the positive stuff. I really appreciate you listening today. I'm very grateful for that. I love doing this and I love the feelings it gives me and people coming back to me on what they've got out of this podcast. And I'll end like this. It's do something today that you will thank yourself tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.